Good day, everyone, and welcome to the HorseRaceAdvantage.com, the Horse Race Advantage Racing Calculator Part 2. This is a brief demonstration. We're not going to go into major detail here because you pretty much see or saw how in Part 1 how we bet horses to win using the calculator. So you're going to see here how if you want if you really want to go out on a limb and bet two horses to win in a race, how to go about doing it. First, as you know, you set a bankroll, and in this case, again, we're gonna use a bankroll of 200, okay, and we're gonna put a desired target per investment of $5, okay. In this demonstration, we'll put in the date, whatever it may be. We're gonna use Gulfstream again, and we're gonna put in G1. What you're gonna do is when you're betting two horses to win, what you try to do is take the horse with the lower odds first as your first bet because you're looking for value. Okay, it has a better chance to win, but you're looking for value. And certainly when you get the value off of the higher odds horse winning, you're going to actually come out greater. And wherever the win is, that's where you put the payout is. That's where you're going to put the payout. So in this race, for instance, we're going to say, okay, race one at Gulfstream. And again, if you're taking it from our race selections page. Obviously, you're going to see some changes later on where we're going to have the odds, so it's going to be better for you. But if we don't, and you have to look for the odds, fine. This is a demonstration video, so we're just going to use the top two horses. So we are using Gulfstream as um, our demonstration, as you can see here. Gulfstream on the 28th. Okay. Now, we're going to say in race one, remember, we're looking for anything that's 3-1 or higher, and we're not taking less. And that's value. You don't have to do that. You can go ahead and play. You really love this favorite, and you want to put it in at 8-5, which is 5.2 um, uh, actually, it's not 5.2. It's a little less than that, the decimal point. But actually, you know what? It really isn't something that we recommend. So we're going to just outright say don't take the odds at less than 3-1. Even worst case 2.5, which is 5-2 odds. Certainly, if you're going to use the low odds horse at even money, it's probably going to go off even money or odds on. Take it in an exacta. So, I apologize. Uh, we don't, or I don't sanction using such low odds because if you have a few losses and you're using low odds like this, your bankroll is severely going to be tested because your bet amount is going to be much higher. And is it really, really worth it to risk $40, $50 on a horse that can get beat? Okay, and it's all possible in racing, right? So for this demonstration, you're going to use the 4 and the 5, 4-1 and 5-1. So in this case, what you can do is you can put them both in. The 4 and the 5, one is 4-1, one is 5-1. So you're going to put here the 4 and the 5. The 4 happens to be, we said 4-1, and the 5 is 5-1. 4-1 and 5-1. Now we look at race one and see what happened in that race. Okay, so race one, the 4 won the race and it paid $9. Again, when you're playing multiple horses, the calculator is not being optimized. It wasn't designed for you to do this. However, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you. It's going to preserve your bankroll as best as possible. Okay, and keep you in the game. If not making you a profit, it may not make you the desired amount that you desire per race, only because the odds are changing. You have two horses here that you've bet at 4-1 and 5-1, and chances are they're going to either go up or go down. If they go up, well, you're actually going to benefit from that. If they go down, not as much. In this case, the 4 horse won the race, and it paid $9. So you did invest $5 in the race. You're still ahead by $4, okay? But again, you played two horses. Now you go to G2, Gulfstream Race 2, and you say, okay, the 7 is 5-2. Obviously, you're not taking. You have a 7-2 shot and you have an 8-1 shot. Okay, so if you want to take the 7-2 and the 8-1, it's the 3 and the 4. The 3 is 7-2. Okay, the 3 is 7-2, which is 3.5. And the 4 is 8-1. So we're going to put the 4 in here at 8-1. Now, the results of that race is the 3-horse won the race, but he paid $5.40. Again, this is a $7 horse. He only paid $5.40. So you put in $5.40 here. The calculator has taken into account that you did invest a total of 12 so far. You're still ahead by, $7, okay? When you should be ahead by 5, 10, 15, 20. But none of these paid what it should have. Okay, so that's why there is that, that difference. So we go to race 3, and again, we're going to look at this. We're not going to do the entire card, but we're going to look at the odds 3-1 and 7-2. You have the 4 at 3-1. So we're going to put the 4 in here at 3-1, and we're going to put the 10 at 7-2. Okay, and which is 3.5. Okay, again, this is where you're getting value. If that 10 horse comes in, you're in business. So we're going to go to race 3. The 5 won the race, so you're out. Okay, going to go to race 4. You're taking a 6-1 and a 9-2. So in this case, the 1 is your first bet, which is the 9-2 horse. Okay, so we're going to go to race 4 for the 1, which is 9-2, and that's 4.5. And the 3 is 6-1. Okay, 3 is 6-1. So they're both $10. Okay, so race 4, let's see what happened there. The 8 won the race. Actually, that 1 horse came second. That would have been a nice place bet. But here, no, there, you did have another loss. Not a big deal. You're going to race 5. You're not taking 9-5. So you have the 4 and the 8. One is 9-2 and one is 10-1. So you're going to go to race 5. And what do we say here? You have the 4, 9-2, and the 8, 10-1. 4, 9-2, and the 8 is 10-1, right? Yep. So we're going to go to race 5 and see what happened there. The 2 horse won the race. Okay, didn't have that. Actually, it was your 4th horse down. Okay, race 6. You're taking 7-2. Again, you don't have to do what we're saying. Whatever 2 horses you want to play, it's up to you. We're just using this as a reference. So you have the 9 at 7-2 and the 5 at 6-1. Okay, so G6 is the 9 at 7-2. And the 6 at, it's the 5 at 6-1. Sorry. That's the 5 at 6-1. Okay, so you had a $32 bet and a $25 bet. Again, you're betting 2 horses. So race 6, let's look at the results. 6 horse lost the race. Now you're at that situation where you've just bet race 6, the 9 and the 5, and you had a loss. So you're looking at your bankroll right now. You're at $88. So you're really teetering it on it. And again, it has a lot to do with this, okay? With such a low bankroll, you may not want to use $5 of your adjusted target per race. But again, you are betting 2 horses. And at this point in time, you were ahead. But now you've had misses. And this should have no bearing on the fact that these were the predictions we gave. It didn't necessarily mean these were the horses that you naturally were going to bet. Okay, you may have decided to bet the actual winner of this race down here. Okay, but certainly we're going to have some days where we're going to miss a few races and then we're going to hit a few. Let's get to race 7. The 5 is 3-1, the 11 is 7-2. So we're going to go to Gulfstream race 7, and it says the 5 is 3-1, 5 is 3-1, and the 11 is 7-2. 11 is 3.5. Which is 69 and 59, you're minus 40, so you really needed to have a bankroll. I mean, if we had set this as 300, like we did with the previous video and demonstration 1, you still had enough coverage. But we're going to look at that race 7 and see what happened there. The 5 won the race at $7, okay? So again, if you had that coverage, you would have gotten back here, 7,206, you'd have $166 back. You're still in the game. Remember, you had that loss. You still had $69 invested. Now, and then now we're going to stop at this, showing you that, okay, you've gotten back into the game, but you're betting two horses. So you really, it can help you in case one of the longer horse, the odds came in, or the horse went off at higher odds than it should. Again, this is an $8 horse, 3-1. It only paid 7. That would have made a difference with this 166. Okay, we can show you that right now. If this had paid what it should, or it paid more than it should, there's your difference. You're at 196 instead of 166 and only down $4. Okay, so this is what you need to take into consideration. Now, this is the one way of doing it, and the second way is the same exact thing, except it's reversed. You would use the higher odds first and the lower odds as your second horse. Okay, so in race 1, for instance, this would have been, I can show you this by doing this. Okay, race 1, this would have been the 5. Okay, just showing you the other way of doing it. It's the same horses. We were picking two horses, except if you wanted to do it this way, and you obviously can benefit from that if the lower of the two comes in, right? So you have 5, which is 5-1, and 4, which is 4-1. Okay, 5, which is 5-1, and 4 happens to be 4-1. $3 here. In the first race, it paid $9. Okay, there you go. So taking into consideration that you spent $5, you still got back 9, so you were ahead by $4. Okay, the point we're trying to make is you can do it both ways. We prefer, or I prefer, to use the higher of the odds as the bottom horse, only because of value. Okay, but certainly if you want to do it this way, it will be beneficial to you as well. In this case, for instance, let's look at this last race here. Okay, if you were using the lower of the odds, the higher of the odds first, let's take a look. It would be 11, which would be here, and 5. Okay, and that was race 7. I'll show you the difference. The 11 is 7-2, the 5 is 3-1. So this would be 3.5, and this would be 3-1. This is the difference. Okay, it's a $76 bet here. Now, what did you get in race 7? You got back $7. Obviously, it's still not maximized because this should pay $8, but you got back 7. This puts you ahead by $32. See the difference? That's why we saved the best for last. Okay, this is the other way of doing it. So it's your call if you want to look at value. Okay, you take the two horses if you want to bet two horses per race. Take the horse with the higher odds first, and then take the horse with the lower odds as your second bet. Why? Because more money would be put on it. The way I showed you the first time, like in these cases, okay, you were putting less money on the lower odds horse and more money on the higher odds horse, only because you were looking at value. Okay, when I say value, I keep using that word. It means a more profitable outcome if the shorter of the two odds did not come. So definitely this is another way of doing it, and this is betting two horses per race. In our third and final video, we're going to show you how to use a single horse betting to place. We hope this has been informative, and you looked at video 1. This is video 2. They're both on the win end. Now we're going to go to video 3. Good luck. See you on the other side.